In this video, I'm going to break down to you the 6 strategies that you can use to get clients now. Hi guys, my name is Laith Wallace, and on this channel I share advice, tools and motivation to help designers grow in their businesses, and also how you can become a better designer. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell for updates. So I broke down in video number 1 6 strategies that you can use that will actually produce income generating results. And in this video, part 2, I'm going to continue that with breaking down some more key strategies that you can use to actually get you clients. In step number 1, this is about finding targeted clients. Now you could break down targeted clients by an industry that you want to work in, whether that's finance, maybe it's sport, maybe it's fitness, maybe it's insurance, or maybe it's health, maybe it's video on demand. Whatever industry that you want to work in, you want to make sure that you're very clear as to which industry potentially you want to target. Or maybe you're targeting clients based upon demographics. Is it mothers? Is it 16 to 24-year-olds? Is it men? Is it people with health conditions? Is it people that are into fitness, that have a certain type of demographic about them? What is the key demographics or key industries that you may want to specialize in? Or maybe you're targeting demographics based upon job title. Are you targeting marketing directors, design directors? Maybe you're targeting HR managers, whoever it may be that your specialist skills as a designer can serve the best. You got to think about what your service can do for them versus about what they can do for you. The goal is to think, okay, how does my service serve a specific audience targeted demographic the best, and then go after those people. Now, the best way you can find those people are on platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, even Instagram. So you got to think about it like this. How do I communicate to that targeted audience in the best way going forward? Because the key goal is to get them on the phone. The best way for you to sell your design services, yes, you can have a portfolio, which is ideal to actually send to them so they can get a feel and a taster for your work. But the ideal process is to get somebody on the phone. And what you got to think about, in this video 1, I mentioned the sales funnel. The whole purpose of the sales funnel is to get somebody onto the phone. This leads me to step number 2. Now, the best way to get somebody on the phone is to drive them from some kind of Facebook post, targeted ad, maybe Google ad, Facebook ad, Instagram ad, YouTube ad, drive them to a landing page where you give something away for free, a lead magnet, checklist, template, or something like that. Then you have some kind of video training on another page that helps to educate them even more. And then they can book a strategy call, which is like a 15-minute, 30-minute or 45-minute call with you, and in that call you have a specific set of questions you're going to ask, and by the end of that call you're going to make an offer to that potential client to work with you if you feel they are the right fit for you and you are the right fit for them. You see, the sales funnel is simple, very, very simple. So you're driving traffic to a landing page where you give something away for free that's of value to them. Then from that landing page, you're driving them to a page that will educate them on video. And then you're going to have another page that allows them to book a phone call with you directly. This is a simple 4-step strategy that you can use in your sales funnel to drive somebody to actually have a phone call with you. In step number 3, this is fundamentally about traffic. Now, once your sales funnel is in place, you want to make sure you have the best traffic sources for your targeted clients. So for example, if I'm targeting young, inspirational influencers, I'm not really going to focus my energies on LinkedIn. I'm going to spend more time on Instagram and YouTube potentially, because those are the platforms where I find the best influencers, but primarily Instagram, because these influencers be spending their most time on those platforms. So I need to have content on my Instagram that speaks directly to them. Or maybe I'm targeting professionals, maybe marketing directors. And if that's the case, then I'm going to be leveraging LinkedIn a lot more and spending my energies on LinkedIn, because you really want to spend your time focusing on the platform that will give you the best results for the people that you are targeting first. In step number 4, this is about running paid ads. Now, so many designers I speak to do not run paid ads, and it simply comes down to, in video 1, I broke it down that you need to have an irresistible offer. And remember, if the value is this big and the price is this big, people always buy. So when you create an offer that is this big with value, the big value, and you've got a price that is comfortable for you and also great for the marketplace, and you start to actually run paid ads to that offer, in your paid ads, you got to have a simple strategy with your paid ads. From a paid ad, Facebook ad, and Instagram ad, maybe you're using YouTube pre-roll ads. Where are you driving them to? And when you're driving them to that page, are you asking them for a sale up front? that's not the best strategy. You want to drive them from an ad to some kind of free checklist, booklet, or that gives them value for free. Maybe you have a simple 3-step video training, whatever it may be. And then you can actually bring them to a webinar where you can ask them after the webinar to jump on a 15, 30 or 45-minute phone call with you, depending upon how you structure your sales call. Now, the structure of your sales call is pivotal. Every sales call, you want to be asking a key set of questions, and you need to have a script to your sales call. If you don't have a script to your sales call, it means that every time you jump on the phone call with somebody, you're just freelancing, making it up. You want to make sure you have a key set of questions where you understand their needs, you understand their desires and goals, and you communicate what your service will do for them, but not how your service is going to work. Remember, they're paying for the how, but you're describing to them the what you're going to do. And there's a key subtle difference. And if you'd love to know more, then hit me up on Laith_Wallace on Instagram, or you can go to my email address. You'll see it below in the description box. And then you can hit me up if you'd love to know more details about how I can help you to get more clients. More specifically, I love to work with people one-on-one. I coach people to help them to know how to get more clients. And step number 5, this is about email and LinkedIn outreach. Now, as you leverage a platform like LinkedIn, or you drive people directly into your funnels where you get collecting email addresses, you want to make sure that you're very clear in your email outreach as to how you're going to convert those individuals from being somebody that may not have an understanding. In other words, they're warm, so they're problem aware, but not solution aware. You have kind of 3 types of clients. Let me just break that down. So you've got hot clients, warm, and cold. See, cold clients are very hard to sell to because they're neither problem aware. In other words, they're not very clear about their problem, and they're not solution aware. So that means they don't really have a clear understanding of any solutions that's out there for them. Now, warm clients are problem aware, but they don't understand about the solutions you offer, or they're a bit phasey on what solutions there are out there. But your hot clients, these are individuals who are problem aware and solution aware. They are people who are, they know what problem they have, and they know what solution maybe you bring to the table, and they really want to have a conversation with you. Now, I basically want to help people sit between the warm and the hot area. In other words, you want to be speaking to people who are aware of the problem, not sure about the solution, or very aware of your solution. And you want to speak to people that are aware of the problem, but very aware of your solution and what you provide. Those are the ideal type of clients. This is why paid ads is a super effective way to reach warm and hot clients, because those are people who are problem aware and then also problem and solution aware, and you can be the solution to their problem. Now, when you're using a platform like LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you're reaching targeted people and you've got a clear set of messages that you're going to use when you're going to reach out to them. You don't want to badger people. You don't want to annoy people. You want to make sure that sales is fundamentally helping somebody get the solution that they desire. Sales is not about convincing somebody. Sales is about persuading someone that, hey, you are the best solution for them, and understanding that it's for them because they have a problem that you can serve. Now, it's fundamentally not about convincing, because convincing, nobody likes to be convinced. Nobody likes to feel like they're forced into buying something. People don't mind being persuaded if you are the right person for their problem, but you first need to uncover the value. You need to open up the value to the person before you decide, hey, this is what it's going to cost. So many designers say, hey, my package is worth £500. My package is worth £1,000. That's not the most effective way to communicate what you do. You want to explain this is the value and stack the value, help them be clear on the value. And once they're clear on the value and you're asking more than you are telling, and you're making people hear, oh, wow, this person really cares about what I need. Once you reveal the price, it's a lot easier to make a sale, as long as you're selling to people who are warm and who are hot. Now, in step number 6, this is about cold calling. Now, when it comes to cold calling, there are simple procedures and steps that you can put in place to help you reach the right type of ideal client. You've got to list common problems that your client may have. Seek any personal connections, such as LinkedIn, and leverage the connections that you have on LinkedIn, or even friends and family and your actual network. But if you're doing it online, you can seek personal connections on LinkedIn and see if there's anyone you know or anyone in your network that can reach your ideal client. And maybe you can use that person as a bridge between you and your ideal client. You want to make sure you build a list of key contacts so you know who you're speaking to, and one by one reaching out to them. You also want to make sure you search for media coverage of your ideal client. Do they post on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter? What do they say on those platforms? Then you want to go to the client's website. What is their website about? What's their service about? When I look at the website, how can I improve that website? How can I improve their branding? How can I help them generate more clients? Because fundamentally what you're doing with the website design, what you're doing with your branding is these are all strategies that you're doing as a designer to help them get more clients. So as a designer, you want to understand how you can serve them the best. Also, for that potential client, look at Google reviews. What reviews are coming through on Google? You want to look at any awards they've won to see, okay, how can I help them win more awards? Or in conversation with that potential client, you could mention, hey, I noticed that you won an award for da 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 da. Or I noticed that you placed 150th for best companies in the UK. How can I help you get higher in that list? These are great ways that you can have conversations with your potential client if you do research beforehand. And the last thing I want to talk about is researching competitors, making sure you're looking at the landscape and understanding if you're speaking to a potential client, what competitors do they have? And if possible, try to know who those competitors are before you even get upon the phone with them. This helps to communicate to the potential client that you are more knowledgeable about their problem than even them themselves. And it allows you to be in a better standing, and you can also feel more confident on the phone as well. When it comes into cold calling, mindset is everything. You've got to believe that you are the best person for the job because you, one, have targeted the ideal clients that's right for you. You've created an irresistible offer that solves their problem directly. And you have an actual process, solution that positions you as the best ideal person to solve the problem for that ideal client on the phone. So before you even get on the phone, once you do your foundational work, your mindset then sits in a place of confidence, sits in a place of, I don't really need you, you need me. You want to have that when you come across on the phone. Because so many people think, okay, what are the strategies and tactics I need to be better at sales? But fundamentally, sales is also about mindset. It's also about attitude. You have to remember your attitude determines your altitude. So how you feel about yourself will come across on the phone. Who you believe you are about yourself will come across on the phone. And for some people, it might sound a bit, fluffy, a bit airy fairy, but literally, you want to sound like you're somebody of confidence. And if you don't come across that way on the phone, it doesn't give confidence in your potential client that you are the right person for the job. I've gone through these 6 steps, but literally I want to ask you today, what's the number one thing from what I've described today that you're going to focus on in your business to help you get clients? Please let me know in the comments below, and when you comment below, I'm going to comment directly back to you. So thank you so much. So to help you even further, I've created a 6-figure freelance designers roadmap, which is a simple cheat sheet to help you know in more detail how not only can you get to 6 figures, but what you need to be thinking about when it comes onto building ideal clients in your business. I think about not having you get more clients per se, but having better clients that you can charge higher prices and achieve bigger results for. So many people think you need to have so many clients that are harder to manage. Why don't you have fewer clients, serve them at a higher quality, charge higher prices, and then make more income and impact for yourself? So if you want to know more, just click on the link below in the description and you can actually get this free 6-figure freelance designers roadmap for yourself, and it will help you to just understand a bit more about how you get to the next level. So I want to thank you for watching this video today. I want you to remember that you can improve your life through creative advice. So if you want to know more, please just like, share, subscribe, and literally click that notification bell for more details going forward. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, look after yourself and your families, and I'll see you later on the next video. Bye bye.